Hi and welcome. If you and I have not met, my name is Emily with Heartfelt Creations. I am so excited at what I have in front of me today. I cannot wait to share this with you. Drum roll, the Farmers Market collection is available from our house to yours today. As you can tell, I love this collection. It's very near and dear to my heart. It is so simple to create those beautiful pieces of and projects that you absolutely love through digital downloads. And that's the beauty of being able to create with these today. So if you and I have not met, welcome. Don't be shy. Introduce yourselves. Tell me where you're watching from. You and I are going to learn how to create some shaped cards using digital downloads and the Farmers Market collection. Now, I don't know where you're at. Maybe Farmers Market is not your jam, but I am sure that jam, I mean, we could make some jam with these raspberries and apples that we have in front of us. Is there something like apple chutney, right? Okay. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We'll take a look at some of the cards that I have in front of me, and then we will get right into it, creating those beautiful one-of-a-kind projects that you and I love to create. Now, here's the deal. If you've been watching from the sidelines, you have not done anything with digital downloads, or maybe you were here when we launched the Farmers Market collection way, what feels like long ago, almost 9 years ago. You will want to pull that out and just have some fun creating with this. The possibilities are endless, and I love that you are able to create these stunning little masterpieces with simplicity. So if you've been standing in the sidelines, not sure if digital creating is for you, here's basically what I want you to know. You know, we can get lost in the words digital, computers. There's these gurus that make it sound so complicated. If you know me and if you've been around long enough, you know that I am about keeping things simple. Keeping things simple, yet having the joy of creating. Remember that first time when you saw a super dimensional flower and you thought, oh, Emily, that's pretty, but I could never create that. Same thing with digital downloads. Now you have the joy of being able to download the image you like, print it out, have your digital machine cut it out for you, or you can scissor cut. If you don't know the ropes to how to use your digital machine, give us a comment below. We can direct you to some resources that are absolutely powerful and will create a reality for you. Like one of our crafters, she was like 60 years old. She wasn't sure if digital creating was for her, but she just took a risk, right? The worst thing that could happen is she bought a digital download, it didn't work, right? So she did it, and I love how she is enjoying the beauty of creating with digital downloads today. So it's kind of like having an assistant in your craft room that prints and cuts the images for you while you sit at your desk creating beautiful things that you absolutely love. And you have the option to download these. They're already printed and colored for you, or you can get what we call the digital stamp images that come with the resources to have them cut out digitally for you if you want. And then you can hand color it, so you still have the joys of really having that handmade look and effect. So with that, are you ready? Now I have to tell you something funny that happened as I was cutting and creating and getting ready for this video, and I wanted to show you what you can do is this. I wanted to create and show you some shaped cards that you can create through digital downloads. Now, one of the key things that you do want to watch for when you are printing out is size. And I thought I had printed a tag that was the 5x7 card size, but somehow I just didn't pay close attention. Somehow I just did something weird. It wasn't weird. It was just like I missed putting in the correct dimension. So instead of 5x7, I ended up with this huge, can you see this? No, here we go. This huge tag. Now it doesn't look as big on the screen, I don't think, as it is in real life. So this huge tag printed out, and then I was so inspired. I was like, this is absolutely amazing. And I created this card with it. And it was literally taking one of these itty bitty tags and blowing it up, right? So that's the beauty of digital downloads, is the creative possibilities are endless. And honestly, those innocent mistakes where you just weren't paying attention to the size turn out into something that is so fun and creative. So when you want to create a shaped card with, say, a tag or something else that catches your attention, today we're going to put this scroll card together. Like, this is an image that you have in a really small piece, and I just blew it up. So basically, I just made it the size that I want. So if you want to have the correct proper size that you're looking for, what you do is, I wanted to have something that was more like the 6x6 size, so I just made that I put in a size that was close to that, okay? This one, I just somehow made a mistake with the size. This was more the size that I was looking for, okay? And so with that, you'll put that in. Now, if you want to have this border piece that I'm sharing right here, you might be like, well, how do I do that? Especially if you have been digital creating. In my digital printer, there is a setting called offset. So when I have this tag in here in my program, all I do is I click the button called offset, and then it shows this outline border. Think of it in the digital world or in the physical world as just putting a piece of cardstock behind your tag to give it a base layer. That's all it is. So it's kind of, it asks you, do you want like a 1/4 inch edge? Do you want an 1/8 inch edge? So you adjust that. That's all you do. And then it has a little box that you can select the color you want for the background. Super, super simple. And then, because I wanted to create a card base, I printed 2. So all I did is I just copied and pasted, just duplicated it, and printed off 2 instead of just 1. That's how I got the base for this card, okay? There are many different ways you could do this, but this is a simple way that I found I like to do these shaped card bases without having to do, jump through many super galactic digital hoops that, we'll lose our brain cells over, right? I'm not about that. I'm about keeping things super simple so that for those of you that are like me, a little bit more I don't like to say computer illiterate. However, there's a difference between me and my husband. He is a guru in all things technology, and I have to work more. I have to really focus on remembering details with technology. So I love that this is simple enough that I can do it. And I believe if I can do it, anybody can do it. But as with anything, repetition is the mother of skill. So your first time in your new program that you're learning will not feel like the 10th time, right? Because you are, and the more you do it back to back, the more it will just become a muscle memory, just like creating your flowers, just like pulling out the ink that you know how it used, or just like pulling out the glue that you just know works for the specific project that you're working on. Very same thing. So here we go. If you have been looking to create a shape card, this is a quick and easy way that I like to do it. So for this scroll that we are going to be creating together today, I already have it glued, okay? And you can decorate the inside then however you want. However, all I did is I just took the back piece and I folded it to about a 1/4 inch. You could do more or less, it just depends on what you want to create. And then I'll do a strip of glue. I'm using the Dries Clear Glue so that it doesn't bond too fast, so that I have time to move this around. And then what I'll do is I'll just layer this on top and just make sure that everything is lined up. Lay this aside. You could use those little alligator clips if you wanted to. And then this is ready to be, created. You can layer those different elements on top to create beautiful pieces if you wanted to. There's many different ways that you could really embellish this. You could add some more butterflies on top. You could add flowers. The sky's the limit with this. So as you can see with this tag, since it was so large, I had a background piece with a large apple basket. So I just layered some 3-dimensional apples in the bottom, added a little jar, added some olive pieces and my little sign in there. And it is just such a beautiful showcase. So this is a card that would be too large for mailing. However, so many of us hand give cards. So this accidental card that I printed out way too large is perfect to just hand give. Just let somebody know that you're thinking of them, your neighbor next door that is lonely, that just needs to know that, hey, I was thinking of you today and this is what I made. So with that, are you ready to create and embellish and make this little scroll so cute, so pretty? Now just keep in mind, you can use the digital paper plus elements pack for what I'm sharing with you today. However, if you are a colorist and you love just, printing out images, having your assistant digital machine die cut it out so you can just sit in front of the TV and color those images. Or if you like to just cut out elements and you like to sit over here like I do and just have fun creating these projects very quickly, very easily, and still have the joy of creating, but also actually having cards that you're willing to give away. So with that, we're going to use these pieces and start creating today. So I have a couple different pieces I chose, and I chose a peachy theme. Now, I don't know where you're from, but in August, peaches are available locally. We go up into Michigan typically and we pick them, and they are amazing. If you've never had a fresh local tree ripened peach, I swear you are missing out. The store-bought ones just don't hold a candle to how these taste. So anyway, now that I've got you hungry for fresh peaches that I can't give to you, you do have the joys of creating with these in your craft room today. That's what I love about digital downloads, is you can purchase today and you can start creating with them immediately. No more waiting around for the carrier, no more stalking the carriers like a crazy lady. And if you're an insider member, you get a 40% discount on all of our digital downloads. And the insider membership is only $12.99 a month. You get access to all the online classes I've done. There's over 50 of them. Those sell individually for $30 a piece, so that's like a steal. And then you get free shipping on any order if you're in the US on the physical, crafting basics that we ship to you. So it's a win-win for you as a crafter. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just doing a little bit of shaping on the back here on this banner. I had these little flowers, and what some of you have been asking for leaves. What I want you to know is a lot of the sets that we are launching, if you go through and you look at your paper elements and things like that, there's going to be leaves in there. Like this one has, I printed out these two. I don't know, I think there might be more, but like these are leaves that I printed out and the machine cut them out for me. So those are some that are on the Farmer's Market collection. Plus there's these little olive sprays. You can print them out really teeny tiny, or if you see this one, that's how it looks just enlarged. So it's pretty crazy. Some of you have been asking about if it has a white edge. So we do have a little bit of an edge to compensate for if you are going to be cutting it out really tiny or large. So if you blow an image up and it's really, really large, you'll notice a white edge more than when you downsize it. And that's just so that you have the ability to get a great cut image when you downsize your images. So that if you've been asking a question about that, that is why there's a difference with that. Okay, so here we go. So here's these little flowers. This one's already shaped, but again, just the basics of going around the back. Small circular motion. Sorry, that was not really visible in the camera there. Need to make sure my little flowers, here we go. So you can see there. There we go. So as you're joining me, let me know what you're excited about with the Farmer's Market collection. Have you created with it? Is this your type of creating? I know that for many of us, we love visiting local farmers markets, and I think this collection just really brings that feeling that we love when we visit our local markets, and really highlights the artisan craft feel, and I absolutely love that. This is also perfect if you look at some of the pictures we'll be sharing on our social media channels. It's great to create like little tags for, say you're giving away something homemade in a basket or in a little mason jar. You can glue these tags on there with a little ribbon, or we have like this little raspberry basket that's kind of a, I don't know, that's wicker, but like you can put little tags and stuff in it and put like a little handmade jelly or a little handmade goodie in there and give it a really hand or homemade feel. So, okay, so with this one, there's images with these glass jars separated, and then there's images with them together. So today for this scroll, I decided to keep it together. So I did use quite a lot of 3D dots with the projects for the Farmer's Market collection. In case you do not have these, oh my gosh, I love the thickness of these. They're super hard to find, but we do carry them on our website. I'm still using up the ones with no extra tabs for easy removal. So if you do get yours, you'll have those handy dandy tabs for easy removal. And if you know, and if you've used these before, you just know how beautiful they are to create with. My son is in a phase, he's 4 years old, and he loves, every time he comes down here to help me prepare for what I'm going to be sharing with you or something like that, he always wants to bring out my pop dots and he wants to put them all over the place. Oops, you know what? I didn't realize this. I hadn't glued this down yet. So let's make sure we go ahead and glue this down as well. So what I love about being able to use these digital downloads is you can size them up or down. No more wondering what size you're going to create it. And sometimes some of you are asking me, well, what size did you make this? So instead of just telling you what size I'm making something, I'll tell you a little bit more about how I think when I am getting ready to print my stuff out. I think more about, okay, what size card am I wanting to create? So for instance, for this one, I was wanting to create more like a 6x6 size card because I noticed that this image is more square. You could have done 5x5 or smaller as well, but 6x6 is a pretty traditional size. So if you're going by traditional card sizes, I look kind of at the shape of the image I'm wanting to use as a main piece for my background. And that's what I'll use as a guide for what size I want to print out. Some of you are like, well, how do I know what size to print out my flowers for, say, the shaping mold? Well, if you go to the shaping mold and you measure the flower, you'll see how big you want to create it. And also you can make those flowers big or small. You can really have some fun with it. So those are just some tips on how I think through what I'm going to be creating and what size card I'm going to want to do with it. However, some of you might just be like, I just want to have the fun of printing these out, and then I want to see what I want to do with it. That's all fine and dandy too. But for those of you that are concerned about measurements, just know that that is the questions I ask myself to help myself know what kind of measurements I want to, or what kind of card size I want to create. So for this one, since we have these jugs on the bottom, we're going to go ahead and put this on top next, and then we will put in our finishing accents, okay? I am going to put on the same size of foam dots, and sometimes I'll use some smaller foam dots as well, depending on what I am doing. So, do you do many fall-inspired cards? This collection is a beautiful celebration of all things fall, and the change of seasons, harvest time. You could create this with birthday cards, fun things like that. So next up, I am going to cut this piece apart because I really want to utilize this embellishment up here. And then we'll see if we add these peaches in a different spot. We might not. We'll just see where it lands. That's the beauty of, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to create today, but still I haven't done this exact card before, so it'll be a surprise for all of us on exactly how this turns out when we are done. So let's see, I think I'm going to bring this down in here and just glue that. And I will prop a small foam dot behind that butterfly to just anchor this with a little bit of 3D. So the bottom I glued down, okay? And then I think I'm gonna put these peaches down in this corner to just bring the same theme down in here, and we'll just glue those down. And here's the thing, when you print a lot of different pieces and elements out, you don't feel like you have to scrounge around for what you're going to be used, but you have these pieces laying on the side that you can easily be like, you know what, I want to put this here, or I want to put this there. So we'll see if we want to add some more of these flowers in, or if we're good with where they're at. Let's see here. I might, won't really see those back there, but we might. I think I'm going to put those flowers in the back of those peaches to kind of create that buddy. Look like it still has some peach flower buds. And you don't have to create it just like nature does. You can be your own creative artist and just have some fun with what you are doing. And then I think, let's see if we want to pop these in somewhere yet. I think I'm going to pop this on top for just some extra dimension up in there. The beauty of this is you don't have to glue it down right away. You can also just position everything down to kind of see and give yourself an idea of where you want to put it. Take a picture of it, pull it all off, and then you can continue to create and glue those pieces together. So what's next? Okay, you can't leave behind the glitter, the crystal lacquer. This collection begs for crystal lacquer. Oh my goodness, this collection, I have had so much fun making those apples shiny, the peaches shiny. And here you'll notice I didn't do the whole thing. I kind of just did the outer edges so it gives it a little bit more dimension. And I'll have to see where I put my glitter. Okay, here we go. I am fortunate that I still have crystal glitter in my craft room because my son has been going to town with it, having the best time using my dry as clear glue and glitter. Okay, so before I do any of the crystal lacquer, I do add glitter to the areas that I want to add some glitter so that it doesn't just cover the crystal lacquer area. So we'll just do a small section on this card so that you get the idea of how I add my glue and glitter. So you'll see that it does look like I am tracing. However, my goal is to go very quickly so that it doesn't have like globs of glue sitting there. So your key to using this is just moving really quickly, and you have like an artist's fine smattering of glitter that makes it look so elegant and makes it pop. Now this dry as clear glue is industrial strength. The metal tip is an artist's fine tip, like you can write with it, like you could sign your Christmas cards in glitter if you want to be adventurous and try something new. If you don't have that yet, that is something that we do have available as a basic supply on our website. And speaking of that, if you are getting ready to make your Christmas cards, there is also a dries white, which is beautiful for snow if you love to have that snowy look. So we do have a dries white and a dries clear glue. So just keep that in mind when you are on the website and you are getting ready to create your Christmas cards as well. Okay, so here we go. We'll just do a couple down here yet. A little bit of glitter in here, and then all that's left is that crystal lacquer. So again, just remember, you can get started creating with the Farmers Market collection today. It just got released in digital download form this week. And when you purchase it, all you have to do is download it to a folder on your computer. You can print it, cut it out with your digital machine, or you can cut it out with a scissors, whichever works for you. Okay, so next up, okay, let's see here. I'm going to get my sponge, and I just took my crystal lacquer top off. We're going to put a little bit of crystal lacquer. Can you see this? Actually, I should show you the bottle so you can see the bottle. So I put a little bit of crystal lacquer on there. This is 3D crystal lacquer. We carry that. It reminds me of a clear fingernail polish. This is the tip if you just want to have a very thin line. But say you want to cover this entire water jug and make it look watery, you can just sponge that on top. Can you see that? There we go. And it is a pretty quick way to add it in a very thin amount, so you don't have to wait for it to dry as long. You do have to wait for it to dry some, but not as long, and you have a little bit more control over how much goes on when you just lightly sponge it. And it has a little bit more of a watery or dewdrop look when you sponge it on. So that is just a little tip for you as you do yours, okay? And if you get some off the edge, just wipe it off. It's pretty easy to do. So that is all I have for you today. Next Wednesday at 1 p.m. I'll be back and show you some more different ways that you can create with the Farmers Market collection, how to just have fun creating some of the most adorable, cute little cards that will just bring a smile into your craft room and to the people that you give it to. Here's another one with an apple theme with these handmade tags. with different sizes of printing them out. This one has not been glittered or lacquered yet, so I can't wait to do that. Here's another one where we have the apple spray using the background paper. These were elements on the paper and then just added this dimensional jug in. Super simple, super fun to do. Here's another one with a peach and the raspberry tag. So lots of fun ways that you can create with these. I have some more elements here that I have printed and die cut out, just have not created with them yet. Super, super excited to do that. Here's the leaves that I was talking about. Here's another little peach spray. Here's an oval. There's lots of elements in there that you can do the different things. And then here's that huge tag I created and printed out by accident. I was like so blown away. I was like, oh, well, this is actually pretty cool, large like this. Here's some beautiful raspberries. We have some more. Oh, I love this tag as well. Oops, there goes a little flower. Here we go. So there's lots of different elements in there that will make creating so fun, so easy. And you'll, oh, here's another tag. If you do scrapbooking, there's beautiful elements in there for that. Or you can make this really teeny tiny to add it to a card. So the sky's the limit with that. I can't wait to see what you create with the Farmers Market collection. You can share your photos with us right here on social media. If you've been one of our crafting friends that has dived into doing digital downloads, you thought you couldn't, I'd love to hear your story right here on social media as well. If you're not an Insider member yet, that's what most of our crafters do. It's $12.99 a month. You get a 40% discount on all digital downloads. That's a win-win. Plus, you get a 20% discount on all basic crafting supplies we ship to you. You get free shipping if you're in the US. Plus you have access, this is a favorite for everyone, you get access to all online classes I've ever taught. There's over 50 of them. They're 2 hours in length. They sell for $30 individually. So you have that $12.99 a month, and that's what most of our crafters love to do. So if you like the link for the Insider membership, let us know in the comments so that you can do that, and then you can go ahead and get those digital downloads that you have been waiting for. With that, I cannot wait to see you next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for some more inspiration with the Farmers Market collection.